Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. The BRICS last came together in Hangzhou, China for the G20. Now headed for Goa, India. There is much to applaud since the first BRICS summit in 2009, but leaders will also voice concerns for the future. First, the good news. The BRICS new development bank, set up in just 3 years, has made its first loans of over $900 million this year. There are also plans for a BRICS credit rating agency to break a Western monopoly on the industry, one that would treat developing countries more fairly. Visa restrictions could be eased between the nations too, and expect to see more investment projects from China. But there are strong headwinds against the BRICS economies this year. Growth is slowing across the world, and in developed countries, there's growing opposition to free trade agreements.
There are trends in the world today which on the surface do indicate that the world is increasingly moving towards, at least that part of the developed world is moving towards protectionism. These worries are real. And they are real because of the fact that if developed countries see a trend of protectionism, the spillover impact of those policies on other parts of the world could be extremely adverse.
Ahead of the summit, the grouping's 5 trade ministers highlighted economic uncertainty following the United Kingdom's vote to leave the European Union, the US presidential election and overcapacity in the global economy. The threat of terrorism will also be on the agenda.
We will be looking at global economic and political situation, and obviously terrorism is a very important part of that. Then we will look at global growth prospects, role of BRICS in leading this global growth and our contributions to it. Then in way forward, we'll look at BRICS and BRICS cooperation with other emerging economies.
Despite obstacles to integration and policy coordination, the BRICS countries remains the largest grouping of like-minded states, whose aim is to increase the voice of emerging market economies and developing nations in the international order. Nathan King, CCTV, Washington.